Wow. What's going on there? Dude, I definitely looked away and did not watch this.
It's kind of
got some bird's eye to it.
All over. I don't see no like penetrating eyes.
It's a nice face right there. So yeah, we'll cut that in two down the center. We're gonna cut that leg off so we can flip this. We can maybe move this one first.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
You said that one first.
This right here. Oh. We flip it back here, and we can cut this leg down and peel it back.
So flip that, and then it'll drop.
If we push that one first, this one's gonna block us. Maybe we could peel this back this way so we can fold that over. You can hold the camera, I'll move it.
That way. Get that up over it.
Yeah, yeah.
Might hinge over. Get back, Charlotte.
Something's happening. Don't try this at home.
I'm not at home. That's not what you're supposed to say.
It's gonna make some slabs for sure. How's she looking? A little dirty. Really hard to see any of the figure, but it is gorgeous.
Yeah, you should get up here and help.
Yeah, okay, I'll jump on with you.
I'm pretty sure this is what we were told to do.
Yeah, I think that's what the boss said.
Be safe.
Said jump until this thing cracks. And then when you fall off, probably stop.
Okay.
Alright, let's quit clowning around.
Other side is far down.
You can tell he played with the teeter-totter a lot as a kid. He still plays in the teeter-totter.
I do. That nobody sits on the other side.
Maybe one day, Josh.
Well, one is sort of out of, I don't know if it's out of the way necessarily,
Yeah.
but it's down.
Well, look at that. Some of the inside ripped out from the weight.
Where?
Right there, it looks like some cavities.
Down there, that I think was just burnt out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Very quilted on that edge.
Yeah. Well, let's start sinking some teeth in. What is it, 204 teeth?
No, I'm pretty sure it's like 28.
Yeah, no.
Well, this way now?
Yeah, let's cut through it twice. Yeah. That might even be too small. No, we'll be good because we'll size it up next to the trees so those don't get harmed.
It's a big workstation now. Yeah, gas noise up top. That's okay. Roughly around there.
I'm thinking another, I don't know, it's hard to tell from the back, but that just might be too large.
So this way a little more.
No, let's run right through that little rot pocket so it's in the center of our cut. Yeah. Maybe even an inch towards the second growth. Another tank of gas.
Yep.
This is an old redwood, old growth. It was cut down in 1898. And yeah, we're cleaning it up off of property before nature destroys it or continues weathering it. It's got a hollowed out hole through the center and probably survived a fire multiple times over the last 1,000 years. And there's huge chunk missing, about the size of a little bug, Volkswagen bug. We're taking a 72-inch bar on this still 880. We're ripping through this 12-foot tall redwood stump. These things get destroyed and burned all over Northern California to about mid-California. And these things just really stand the test of time. This one being 130 years old, and you see all that solid wood. So we just stopped for a second to juice up the chainsaw, put some oil and gas in it. We're about to come out on the other side. It's about 10 foot across at the top and about 15 foot at the bottom. So we're gonna cut vertical strips through it, come back to the other side, and then do relief cuts all the way through. That's the move right there. The pose. Nobody saw that. There we go.
Go down there now.
We need to remove all the sawdust and peel all this dirt back. This thing's actually like down to here. A lot of work. Down to here. That's where the tree goes.
That thing is heavy.
The saw? Yeah, I heard the longer you hold it, the lighter it gets.
Oh yeah.
Until it runs out of gas.
Oh yeah.
Then you gotta fill it back up.
the other side real quick.
Yeah. Guys, I know what it looks like. This is not the tree off the Avatar. We actually,
It was him.
we have our sights set to that next week. This may be the Fern Gully tree though, but looks like somebody already got to it before us. We're just salvaging it.
Wow, there's like a mountain of sawdust.
This is an old redwood, old growth. It was harvested 1898 for timber and been pretty much discarded, and you know, it's too big for a lot of people to move out, so what they did was just set it all on fire, tried burning them, and these things thrive on fire, so they really didn't do much. They did burn some cavities out, but we're actually salvaging it before nature gets a hold of it. So instead of these things getting forgotten about and nobody really know that this stuff exists, we're, you know, documenting it and spreading the wood across the world, and they bring in the history to these pieces. 1898, this thing's been sitting here for 130 years decomposing.
Seems massive. That's halfway up the stump. Alright, Doug, watch out. Get back. sawdust.
Well, this tree, guys, was over 1,000 years old. It was harvested in 1898, 130 years ago, for timber. Probably had hundreds of thousands of board feet in it. And we don't know if somebody tried burning this out or what, but when people harvested redwood, they didn't like all this knotty stuff. It changed the grain for dimensional lumber back in the day. They didn't really care about all this figure. This is all really high quality quilting, and it's on some burl as well. But we're out here salvaging these before the forest takes them over and before property owners burn them out of the ground, which happens to most of these. You see some sawdust coming through. He's actually cutting on the other side. So we're actually salvaging this tree and preserving the history. It's not been seen in 130 years. It's got a big rot hole out of the center.
to.
So we're salvaging this stump from 1898. It was harvested 130 years ago. Looked like somebody tried burning it down at one point. Looked like oil was spilled all over the top. It was about 1,000-year-old tree they cut down 130 years ago, and so we're just saving it before it decomposes and trying to get it into a beautiful place or one of y'all's homes. It's an old growth redwood. We're kind of a small channel. If you guys liked and subscribed, it would do a lot for us. We've already maxed out on viewers because we don't have enough subscribers. If you guys like this stuff, and there's really not many videos, we're some of the only people actually doing this, so you likely won't see it anywhere else. So we're salvaging old growth redwood. 130 years ago it was cut down. We're using a Stihl MS880 saw with a 72-inch blade. Bar. How much gas you got left?
Like another half tank maybe.
Okay. So we were able to do one rip a tank on one side.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, back at it. Let's see, so that cut is pretty much down.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the bottom cut now?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. We go around doing the bottom, and then we can maybe pull down these couple pieces today.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. If we don't run out of gas first.
Yeah, we probably will for that much cutting.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
But yeah, let's get underneath the bottom and we'll start ripping it out. We're gonna leave a piece attached to all these second growth trees, so they don't get impacted. They've still got some stuff to grow on. We're salvaging it, but we still got to be practical to the rest of the environment. Hello, everybody. Mark, Kishing, Jonathan, Thomas, Kosh.
Digging over here real quick.
Spent about 6 hours just digging this stuff out.
So this ain't much figure down here, so if we cut it off right here, that'll still be supported good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And over here on this part, we cut it a little bit lower than that side.
What's up, Gabriel?
Yeah, cleaning up these stumps might look a little like we're hurting nature, but in reality, what happens to these is people will take in big old, like 80,000 pound bulldozers with this big old metal spike, kind of the shape of that right there, and they'll run into them and just bust them apart and break them into pieces that is small enough to move into a big, usually burn piles, or people have such a hard time burning it that they'll just pile it and leave it for another 100 years. So that's what we do, is come in, and I mean, when we're all done here, we clean up after and kind of make it look like nature again. And yeah, there's a bit of destruction before. Just like anything, there's, but yeah, so that's how we do it, is come in with kind of low impact tools and just work it by hand. And yeah, it saves nature on a larger scale, because there's not massive piece of equipment going through having to make roads and trails, and we'll still use smaller equipment to move pieces out of the woods, but that's minimum tracking. And yeah, we're definitely for the environment. This is being in the woods and being out in nature is well, it's definitely the biggest part of what we do. But, well, back after it.
My arm's getting tired from holding this camera. How about we take a break and I'll dig?
Trade you.
Okay. Go on, Trevor. Go. This one's gonna be a little hard to get out. There we are. Yep, just clearing around the big stump, cleaning it up. Go get a view from up on top real quick. There's all the sawdust that's coming from the inside. So that's the little trail up. You go up, and then up, and then up. It's quite a ways up here, and we don't carry a ladder usually, but we might start having to. Oh, look at that little cool little slug. Gotta admire what's out here. Yeah. That is about 12 feet tall. That's, yeah, we're just gonna, let's see if I can zoom out. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna finish this cut across. Then we'll probably do a cut right here and another one right there. And then this will be 3 large pieces, and then we'll step over about, let's see, a good 2-3 feet, and then do another cut straight across, square it up with that one so we get some nice blocks out of it. And then so that'll be another 3 pieces, because we'll cut it right here and right there. So 3, 6, and then we'll probably cut this kind of close to this edge and make another 3 pieces, and then we'll leave this edge here for these second growth redwood trees to kind of stay supported and continue growing. These are the replacement trees for these old ones that were cut down. So beautiful forest out here, lots and lots of second growth redwoods just all through here. But yeah, that's where we're at. Down there, and yeah. Well, yeah, just there's definitely some really beautiful wood, all those different lines and stuff. When it gets cleaned up and sanded, it's really beautiful, really amazing wood. Definitely a pretty amazing opportunity, and we're pretty fortunate to be able to actually do this and utilize the wood before it deteriorates or gets burnt as in big piles, because a lot of the times excuse me, a lot of the times that's what happens with these stumps, is the land is being developed or new roads are being put in, and people have them tore out, put into big piles, and then they'll try to burn them, or they'll just leave them in big piles. So
So we come along, square them up into pieces, and we have a small sawmill, and then we also supply another sawmill with fire with wood. So yeah, that's what this wood, what it will be is will end up. I mean, it'll end up being slabs and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, whatever the people want to use it for, I guess. And just put that beautiful wood, and yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this wood, it's definitely not a lot of people really do much with it, just because it is a lot of work to work it, but there's no other wood with the figure that this has in it. It's the most beautiful or most character wood that we have, and I mean, you can just see the the size of it, so there's a bit to work with. And yeah, different people around the country and the world, but so far around the country, different woodworkers, they make tables, slab tables, epoxy pour tables. People make guitar billets, guitars out of it, and let's see, what else do people like it for? Yeah, really, they just artistic woodworkers is just such a fabulous and beautiful wood to work with. So that's basically where it's going, is being repurposed, and the people that want to work with it, they yeah. So that's why we do what we do here. Yeah, and it definitely is. It's pretty hard stuff on that burly stuff. It's probably twice as hard as the rest of the grain of the wood. It's yeah, it it feels like a rock sometimes, but yeah, it still cuts good as long as the saw is sharp. It'll cut right through it, and yeah. But I think I'm gonna get back after sawing. I'm gonna pass the phone back up, and we'll go from there.
We do move it, yes, and it's not technically timber. This tree has already been it's already been harvested for timber, so what's left is just wood, is what it's called. A lot of it's rotted. You can see a lot of rotted wood right here and here and here, all the outside, all the bottom. But there's a lot of good solid wood. Whenever you see good sawdust like that, that means we're getting into some good stuff. Yeah, we're not throwing anything away. This is all getting salvaged, and we'll build like a cabin. Carla, go on. Stinking dogs. What are y'all doing? Ran out of gas.
Chain's stuck. Ooh, it's stuck. We might have to take the bar off first and then slide the chain out.
We're in Northern California. Chain just came off and it's about 100,000 pounds sitting on it right now, so we're gonna have to take the bar off and disassemble it just to get the chain out. You gonna help, Buster?
I wish. What about you? Like I'm helping. Yeah. Good job. Good job.
Everybody's coming to get their 5 minutes of fame.
Hi, Sasha. Hi, Sasha. Okay. Yes. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out, dogs. Watch out. Good. Get that. Go over there. Out of the way. Yeah, you might have to leave that one for a little bit. Just put the other chain on. This one was getting dull anyways. So, but it's kind of in the way for a cut, but not entirely. Yeah, it's pretty stuck. We might kind of take a break for the evening. But yeah, just one more quick kind of view of everything. So there's the first face we cut off earlier. Just kind of a piece that kind of hung off the side here. It had this big void underneath it, so it kind of was easy to cut and drop down. But this next piece, it's about 5 times the size, so it's going to be a little bit more work. Okay, yeah, so that's what we're working on. If this, if I cut this all the way down and then cut that all the way, that'd be one giant piece, but that's too big for us to move, so we will cut it into at least 3 pieces, I guess. But yeah, I think that's gonna be that for a little while. You guys have a good night. We'll see you.